There's the cauldron beneath the moon.
And welcome back to another episode of The Witch and the Wise Man. Haha, I got it right this time.
You did.
Beautiful lady sitting next to me is the witch, Tanya Steinborn. Tanya, how are you?
I'm good. Outside right now, trying to get some sunshine.
I can see that. You're
Yeah.
soaking it up. I'm trying to get out of it, man. It is just
Yeah.
sweltering down here.
Yeah, we had a heat wave up until yesterday, but I worked through it, which sucks because you're just like literally your clothes are sticking to you and it's just gross. But yeah, so now I'm outside enjoying it.
Yeah, last week we went through a day of like it was 97 degrees was the actual temperature, but with the humidity, it felt like 112.
Yeah,
So,
the humidity.
I don't have air conditioning in my house. It's a 100-year-old house, so it was sweltering. We were dying, spending literally all day long in the pool, all day long. So,
nice. There's worst case scenarios than that.
Yes, yeah, definitely. It could have been a lot worse. Now, what we're going to talk about this time around, we're going to revisit CERN again, the CERN Collider, because they've just shut it down. On the 29th of June, they shut CERN down, and now it seems to have opened up a whole new can of worms as to what's going on with a lot of people around the world. A lot of people are noticing these things, and we're going to get into some of those. Tanya, you've been experiencing a lot of different stuff. I mean, I'm in and out on my end, but you've been getting hit really hard.
Yeah, well, quite a few people I know have, myself included, just a lot of like physical stuff, but also energetic stuff and time lapses and things that are literally disappearing, and it's wild. And that's why we had another topic picked out, but it was like with everything going on with this right now, it's like I just feel like it's pertinent for us to talk about it because it's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it really is. Now, for those of you that don't know, and believe it or not, there's some people out there who don't know what the CERN Collider is. In fact, Chris didn't know. She's an archaeologist, so she doesn't follow, science in that direction. So she didn't know, so I had to explain it to her. Excuse me. Basically, what they're doing is they're launching atomic matter, around in this huge circle, 7-something miles long, maybe even longer than that. But anyway, it's spinning around in one direction. They've got other atomic particles spinning around in another direction, hoping to get them to crash. Now the particles that they're shooting through there are literally 99.999999% the speed of light. Almost there. And yes, that's 6 nines after the decimal point. That's a lot of nines in there. And in doing so, what happens is when these things slam into each other, they are literally reenacting the Big Bang. I mean, it's happening over and over and over and over and over again. Several hundred times a day. What are they doing this? What are they looking for? They found the Higgs boson particle, which is the God particle. Everything's made out of this particle. They discovered that. Now they're ramping this thing up. They're shutting it down for maintenance, but they're building it stronger, which means what are the chances of it actually hitting 100% of the speed of light this time around? And if it happens, what's going to happen? Stephen Hawking himself was terrified of the CERN Collider. He did not want them to start it up. His big question when they asked him what he thought about it was, why? Why would you want to do that? You could literally tear the fabric of the universe wide open, and some people think that in 2012, that's exactly what happened. And we were launched sideways into an alternate dimension. That's why you have the Mandela effects. That's why you have people sitting around going, I didn't grow up in this world. This isn't what I signed up for. It wasn't like this when I was younger. Everything changed on 2012. And now they've gone through and they've shut it off for this maintenance. What kind of ripple effect does that cause? We got a laundry list of stuff. Anya, if you want to start, you're speaking from personal experience, so I'm going to let you take the ball from here.
Well, I definitely noticed a shift, like my dreams have been actually leading up to it. My dreams started to get really vivid again, and I haven't been like dreaming because I have prophetic dreams sometimes, or very deep, like psychological, like crazy ass dreams. Um, I hadn't been dreaming for like a long time, and leading up to them shutting it off, I started to have these intense dreams. And then when they shut it off, um, biggest thing, well, one of the biggest things I've noticed is time has slowed the hell right down. And sleeping is so different. Like, I literally lay down and I'm out. That's not usual for me. It usually takes me some time, like, to, just relax, and I listen to some, my music or something like that just to relax me, and then it takes me a bit to fall asleep. It's just like I'm out, and I'm out usually fairly early, and then I'm wide awake at like 3 to 5, like wide awake. It's like, "Oh, okay, I'm ready to hit the day." But the biggest thing too is for me has been the time. Like, time is going so slowly. I have not felt like this since I was a little kid. Like, when you were a kid
Yeah,
and you got
yeah.
bored, and it's like because time just was dragging on, and it's not that things have changed, like, oh, it was a slow day at work, and when it's slow time. No. That's not it, because I've been so busy at work, so busy, and it's like, how is it 10 o'clock? How is it only 10 o'clock? It feels like it should be at least 1, because I've done so many things in this short period of time. How is it only 10 o'clock?
And
Like, it's
it was
weird.
it was funny because Chris and I were sitting here yesterday, and we had been busy, on our little projects running around and shit like that. And she had been gone for the better part of the day and came back home. And, I asked the $100,000 question, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I haven't even thought about it. It's still early yet. We got time. And I'm going, look, it's got to be around 5. I haven't looked at the clock yet, but obviously it's around 5 o'clock. So I need to get something going here for dinner because I do all the cooking. And she goes, it's 1:45 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, what?
That's exactly it.
Yeah. And she goes, it's 1:45. And I went, that had to mean I ate lunch like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, everything was like thrown completely out of balance for me. And
Yeah.
not so much before that, because I was so tied up with surviving the heat wave that we went through and the storms and all that kind of fun stuff. But it was just that one day when there wasn't a lot going on. And all of a sudden I noticed this day is taking like forever. It's
Yeah.
just, it was nowhere near the time that I thought it was. And so, yeah, I can relate to it in that sense. It's like today, I didn't get up early by any means. In fact, I slept in till about 8:30 before I got up. And now it's where I'm at. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I've been awake forever. I've got stuff done.
Yeah.
It's why? Why would it move so slow? Are we getting drugged back into
2012 when it opened
2012?
up.
Yeah.
Well,
Into
and
that dimension again? Or
well, a lot of people are reporting, and I've seen it myself, the Mandela effects that we've experienced have went back.
now
Like,
I
Fruit
have
of the Loom
not.
has a cornucopia. Like, all these Mandela effects have started to reverse,
I have
which
not
is wild.
personally witnessed any of that. okay, so I'm not going to put my 2 cents worth in on that because
Yeah.
I did not go into that. But that was one of the probably strangest things I've got. This is stuff that switching back is causing people to have. I'm gonna read some of these. Tinnitus,
Yeah.
ringing in the ears. A lot of people, it just stopped. It went and was no longer there. Didn't work with mine,
Yeah.
but a lot of people are reporting for the first time in years they're actually able to hear without that hum, without that buzz underneath. Um, Time slowing down, which this is a huge cross section of people that are
Yeah.
experiencing this. This can go either way. A lot of people are sleeping better and more soundly than they slept in years. Others can't sleep at all. They just
Yeah.
they can't get to sleep. Me personally, I've noticed that I've been literally sleeping through the night. I never sleep all the way through the night, never. And now suddenly I am sleeping through the night for no reason. I haven't changed anything. Unexplained headaches, severe headaches, just for no reason. An increase in bird activity. A lot more birds, a lot more flocks of birds you've never seen in your area are showing up. We've had that happen here. We've seen birds in the last 2 weeks we've never seen around here before.
Is that right? That's
Yeah.
so funny you say that, because yesterday when we were, because I had to go run errands, which is an hour drive there and back, and the birds that were flying at my car, like Penny and I, that's my roommate, my good friend. She's like, "What the hell's with the birds?" I said, "They've been like this for a week. Like they're just." It's like you're they're flying at me. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's just crazy. Another one is unexplained nausea. People being sick to their stomach for no reason. They feel like they've got vertigo. And
Yeah.
I suffer from vertigo.
Like
I know
motion
what that feeling
sickness.
is like.
Almost like a
So,
motion sickness kind of
yeah,
feeling.
exactly.
Yeah.
Seasickness. Changes in their body temperature. And just yesterday, it's 93 degrees with 70% humidity. Chris is walking around with a hoodie on because she's freezing to death.
Wow.
She is freezing to death. She lay down on the couch last night at 7 o'clock. She woke up at 10:30 this morning. Slept all the
Yeah.
way through,
That's what I'm doing too. Yeah.
Again, vertigo, unexplained rashes. Chris has it. She thought it was mosquito bites, or she's like, "Are you getting as eaten up as I am?" No, what's up? And she's got these little itchy bumps and welts all over her, and she doesn't know where she got them from. She said they kind of look like poison ivy, but that they're not. She hasn't been in any poison ivy. Vivid or lucid dreams. You mentioned that.
Oh yeah.
Reversal of Mandela effects. You mentioned that. I would like to see that. I'm going to have to do a little bit of
Yeah. Do
deep
some
diving
digging.
for
It's
that.
wild. Mhm.
People are feeling less tense. Their senses are sharpened. They're more well grounded with the universe all of a sudden. They don't feel like they're on a endless flight to nowhere. It's like all of a sudden everything is coming together. Even as far as Wi-Fi acting up, computer problems. I've experienced that. Mine has been
Yep.
sketchy at best, and mine's never a problem.
Yeah.
So if we all of a sudden go off the air, folks,
Yeah, there you go.
Some people are reporting that everything feels very dreamlike, very unsettled and strange. Like something's not quite right. And there's people saying that they think what has happened is we've had a reality reset. Everything is clicking back to where it should be, and it is literally wreaking havoc with us, spiritually and emotionally and physically. We're not made to jump around like this. What happened?
We've
is
even been experiencing things disappearing, and other people I've talked to personally have had things like disappearing. Well, even today, like weird shit. Like, so we have like a bit of an ant problem at the cafe that I'm working right now. Like the whole building has these, like, just, we're doing our best to deal with it. But my manager, she put down these drops that draw, like on the counters, that draw the ants in. And we were observing this, right? Like, just because it was like, geez, I wonder what's in this stuff, and look at how they're behaving. Like, we were watching it happen. And there was this one little drop she had, and it was full of ants. And then she went to go sit down in the dining room because it was quiet. There was no customers. So I went and sat in there too. And neither of us moved. A customer came in. I got up. She got up, and we walked over to where the counter was with the drops. And the one that we had been watching that was full of ants was gone. And she's like, "Did you wipe this up?" I'm like, "Guaranteed I did not wipe that up. I did not touch that." Because I didn't want to, because the chemical, for one, and it would have grossed me out for another. And she's like, "Well, I didn't. I've been sitting in the dining room this whole time." I'm like, "Well, how is it gone?" That and the ants all gone. I was at a store last night, and this girl, the little cashier, was talking about these cute socks she got. And she said, "Yeah, I bought the socks from here, the little cafe, like coffee lover socks. I put them in my purse. And by the time I got home, they're not in my purse. I can't find them anywhere. Like, they've completely disappeared." My friend Cheryl, the one that, if you watched the podcast we did about the women's retreat, my good friend and business partner Cheryl said today, she's like, because they have a motel, they put a load of laundry in with like 4 sheets, 2 like full sets of sheets. When they went to get it out, one sheet had completely disappeared. So
wow.
there's just some weird shit going on.
And the thing is, I don't think, and it's obvious. It's not just that I think, it's that either not everybody is experiencing this, or not everybody is in tuned enough with the earth, with their environment, to
Right.
feel it.
Notice.
They're not sensitive enough to notice,
Or they just think they're sick or something. They might think they got a
Right.
flu bug, or they might feel like, "Oh, geez, I ate some bad sushi." I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
they might not feel, they may feel different, but they can't really explain it or understand. And there's some theories about this, saying that what's happened when they turn it off is that the souls that are like calibrated, that are, have been doing the work, have went back to that 2012 original split, where we weren't supposed to be disrupted. We had a certain trajectory of our lives, and we got flung into this other dimension, basically, or other timeline. And so the ones that were meant to be there have went back, and those are the ones, like myself, that we've noticed the Mandela effect being reversed, and we're having these experiences because we've trajectoried back to 2012.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the other souls that haven't aligned and haven't been doing the work are kind of stuck in that altered reality. So we're existing at the same place at the same time, but not really.
But on 2 different timelines.
Yeah.
That's
wild.
That's fucked up. My head's going.
Yeah, but there's something to that, potentially. I don't know. When I heard that theory, I was like, big old crow. I was like, ooh, that kind of is interesting, isn't it? If you think about that.
It absolutely is, and it's like I said, it's absolutely mind-boggling. And you realize now that I've had a decent night's sleep every night for a week, and now I'm going to be sitting up all night thinking about this.
Sorry.
because my little mind refuses to shut off when there's an unanswered question.
Oh, good God, this is going to keep you awake for weeks then.
It will. It absolutely
Yeah.
will. And it's like I've said before, and I've heard other people say, if it did, how can you prove that it did? You can't. There's no way to prove it. All you have to go by is your feeling. And the ones that aren't experiencing this are going to think you're nuts. They're going to flat out
Yeah.
call you crazy. And the ones that are experiencing this are going, we absolutely got ourselves in the middle of something here, that we should have no
Well, I
business
mean,
being in.
like if you think about it like energetically or frequency wise, right? Like things, well, it's the speed of light. You're talking about the speed of light. Once things are the speed of light, you can't see it. I
Right.
mean, it's gone. It's there, but it's gone beyond your perception. And it's like, have you ever like walked into a room and felt completely invisible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we joke about it, especially people who are doing deep spiritual work and whose frequency and vibration is at a higher rate. We can literally, I call it the invisibility or the fuck off shield. Like literally, I can pretty much go into a room and not even be seen sometimes by choice. So, and a lot of people who are, deeper into this work have experienced that. So to me, it's kind of like that in the way of like, because you can exist at the same time, but it's so hard to explain. It's like you're existing at the same time, but not really. Not really.
Okay.
Like you're almost, and you can see it. I've seen people, like I've sat in a room and people buzzing all around me, and I've had other people with me, and we're all like, spiritual and stuff, and we're just like, are we freaking invisible? We're invisible right now. And it's like people walking past, not even looking at you, not even, and we're just like, yeah, we're invisible right now. And then, people will look around, and then you can feel them kind of drop down and be like, oh, hey. It's like, yeah, we've been here the whole time. The
Yeah.
whole time.
It's
You're just seeing us
I know
now.
I've been in that situation before. I don't know if that was the cause of it or just that I'm a cranky old bastard. Nobody wanted to be around me. But yeah, the it just it just drives me nuts to think that it is possible to tear the fabric of time. And when you talk about doing that, then you have to start talking about playing with the space time continuum. How can I be here and be here at the same time?
Yeah.
How can I travel from point A to point B in the blink of an eye? Which is exactly, if we did that, if we broke time with CERN, that's exactly what we did if we flew into another dimension. We time traveled a lot. It may have been a horizontal travel, not into the future or into the past, but straight across into an alternate form of existence.
Yeah.
And just knowing that it may be possible to flip flop back and forth, now you're holding a key to literally everything. You can go anywhere you want to go. I mean, a lot of people now do it through remote viewing and out of body experiences and things like that, which we've talked about 1,000 times. Maybe not on this show, but we've talked about it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing. You're time traveling only horizontally. And
Yeah.
to even try to remotely conceive the idea that we're literally like a ping pong ball getting bounced back and forth through time in different timelines. How long before all of that gives up? How long before it all goes We can't do this. You're not allowed to do this,
But you mean by a higher force or higher being?
Not so much that, just by science, just by physics alone, that says you can't do this. This is impossible. Yet we're seeing things now that are not supposed to, according to physical theory, happen, but they're happening. Okay,
Right.
we've got
Yeah.
an asteroid that has a tail coming off of each end, the front of it and the back of it. That's physically impossible. You can't be going in two different directions at one time. Yet this asteroid is doing just that.
What's this? I've never heard of that.
Yep. I'll send the what was it? What
So
was it?
that
One that
kind of
just
tie into the two worlds in a way. It's
yeah
being pulled between the two
the
the split.
I believe it was the Oumuamua that just went by. That particular asteroid that they said there's a
That's
tail coming off
crazy.
the front of it, and that's not physically possible, but it's happening. So they have no explanation for that. And the more we get into science and the deeper and deeper and deeper we get, we're finding out that our theories of physics are being tested a lot. They apply to us, but they only apply to us. We're finding out that they don't apply to the universe, but physics is what we use to explain the universe. So
Yeah, but like I believe time was hijacked. Time was hijacked a long time ago when we went to the 12-month calendar and we, agreed to this Gregorian calendar of like 12 months, and all the different months have 28 days or 30 days or 31 days and a leap year and all this crap. Like that was hijacked. That's not our actual time, because so we collectively agreed to it and continue to age at that rate of, like I'm 53, but if we went by the original calendar, which was more in tune with nature, which was 13 months to 13 moons,
mhm,
I'm 45. Do you
right,
know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
within that, they've already robbed us.
yeah.
They've robbed
It's
time of it, and we agreed and continued every year to celebrate our birthdays, which is basically an aging ritual.
and it's
And
it's
so, and we agreed to this time. Well, I don't agree to that time anymore. I'm 13 moon calendar
who
time. Yeah.
decided that who decided that was a good idea? Who sat down and said, you know what? Instead of having 13 months, 28 days in each month, which is what the lunar cycle is, which
Exactly.
is what the feminine cycle is, which is
Exactly.
the number of scales on the shell of turtles and tortoises is 28. They're all interconnected there. Why don't we instead break it down to 12 months and put 27 days here and 30 days here and 31 days here, and every 4 years we'll tack on an extra day to pick up for the day we lost back here?
Yeah,
Fucking stupid. Why
it
would
is.
anybody do that? Why would
Well,
anybody agree to that?
because they're aging us quicker. They've hijacked it. It's based, less patriarchal. It's less matriarchal. It's against nature. And, like I believe the powers that be benefit off of that. They benefit off of everything being screwed up, everything being backwards, everything being upside down. Like the Netflix Stranger Things, the upside down. Like I kind of freaking feel like that's what this is. Everything is backwards. Nothing makes sense. It's all screwed up, and the powers that be benefit from us. All of us being all screwed up like this and backwards and
And
confused and
and
against nature, and they benefit from it.
and flip-flopping time and flip-flopping timelines, I feel, is only going to make all of that worse in the long run, because people are going to get increasingly more confused. They're going to get increasingly more lost.
Well, look
They're
at mental illness. Look at the epidemic of mental illness. Like people can't handle this shit. Their suicide rates are so high now, and like people are just, I don't know, people are checking out of this plane.
Yeah, you know,
A
and
lot of
and
people are checking out.
and you know, me personally, you were talking about time slowing down. Chris
Yeah.
talking about time. I was talking about time. At my age, I'm down with that. I'll take all the time I can. You want to slow down? Slow down. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Slow down. Let me enjoy it. You know.
Well, yeah, let me enjoy my time I have here. We have such a limited time. So it's like, yeah, I'm not agreeing to that. I'm not agreeing to that anymore because it doesn't make sense with me. It doesn't make sense with how I feel. It doesn't make sense with nature. It doesn't make sense with as a feminine, as a woman. It doesn't make sense with our cycles and with the moon, like none of it.
It doesn't.
And I'm not
Nothing fits.
consenting or agreeing to that anymore.
Yeah, nothing fits. It
No.
just seems like nothing fits. And people are going nuts. And I think that is me personally, I think that is your first sign that, hey, guess what? You might have fucked up because look at what's going on. Look at this. You know, this is a mess that it shouldn't even
Yeah.
exist. There's no reason for it to exist. Yet it's happening every day right in front of our eyes. You know, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about it? Go fuck with time some more and see if you can fix it. You know, and it's not going to. I feel it's not going to. It's only going to make matters worse. And what scares me a lot more than them shutting CERN down when they fire it back up again in 23.
Well, yeah, and that's the whole thing. We got 4 years to 4 years is not long. We have 4 years to what? And do you really believe that they shut it down for maintenance? I don't know. Even that feels like bullshit to me. There's
I don't think it's so much maintenance. I mean, it can be classified under maintenance, but I
yeah.
think it's more of an upgrade. I think they want to get that extra 1/10,000th of a percent
Yeah.
to
Gary.
actually hit that speed of light. And once they do that, I think all shit's going to break loose. We are going to see stuff happen at no other way to put it, but a biblical catastrophic rate.
Yeah.
And it
But they're
will
fucking with stuff that
continually.
they shouldn't be. And the other thing too is the rise of the matriarch and the destruction of the patriarch right now, even within the masculine and feminine, people are just really, you know, confused and don't understand their place and their role and but I all think it's connected. I really do. And I don't know, like maybe it's time to maybe we need to shut this shit down. Like if we collectively don't want this to happen, then it needs to not happen.
I agree. But, you know, the thing is, it's not under our control. You know, this is something that's happening in a foreign country that is away from us completely. We don't have the input possible to shut that down. It's
Not on a physical
just not
level,
going to happen.
like yeah, but like I believe in universal laws, and universal laws are that we collectively, as as souls here right now, have to agree to what's happening, and um we got to stop agreeing. We have to stop agreeing and allowing. It's that whole thing of like where it's like what is it, like the grasshopper and the ants, right? Like when the ants realize that they actually have the numbers and the power, it's game over for the grasshopper. It's like it's that whole thing. It's we collectively, our consciousness is raising, right? It is like more and more people are waking up. Like I hear it all the time. Like more and more people are waking up and waking up to all of this. And once we've reached critical mass of enough percentage of us waking up, they've lost. They've lost. And I think part of all of this confusion, this everything, I'm bleeding because there's black flies eating me up.
Jeez.
is, yeah, I don't know. I I'm not consenting. We need to let's
No,
not consent.
and I honestly do not think that we would be able to stop this snowball that's going downhill right now. Even collectively, if all of the
Awakened souls.
awakened souls collectively across the earth got together, you're going to find those guys. I mean, look at politics today. You're going to find those guys in power that are going, they're just a fringe cult. They're crazy, they're insane.
Yeah.
They believe rocks hold power, and they think that, the forest and the trees have some kind of magic living in them. They're nuts, they're oddballs. Honestly, I have a feeling that's what would happen is on the 6 o'clock news, they're going to be standing there calling us crazy over what's going on. And the meantime, they're literally ripping the universe apart. And it's like, how do you fight that? The only way you can fight that is physically going in and start taking people out, and that's.
Well, I think that maybe that's part of the awakening too, is putting the physical action towards it, right? Like it's we can't keep allowing this stuff to happen. We allow it to happen. We continue to allow it happen. I don't know, like there's a lot more of us than there is of them. So that's what they're scared of us, is us realizing that.
And they're keeping so much undercover. I mean, like I was telling you before we started, Chris had never heard of CERN because she's not into that end of science. She's into the opposite end of looking at old stuff.
Right.
Instead of looking towards the future. So she had no idea this was even going on. She just knew something is up with her that she can't explain and could not figure out why. Yeah, well.
Yeah, but that's why we're around, because we've woke up a long time ago, and we're here to help the next people, the next wave of people that are waking up.
Yeah.
And help guide them through it, because it's, over the past, since COVID too, mass awakening of our consciousness. So, I don't know. These are really deep questions, and really, there is no clear cut answer. There's a lot of theories and a lot of feelings and a lot of things that are going on. And there's no handbook on how to navigate this.
No, I know that for a fact, and it's like, I guess the deeper question is, how do we fix it? How do we put it back together again? Or can we? Is it possible? Or is it just going to be flipped until the end of time?
But because it's like I've said before, it's like maybe it's like, the person who was self-sufficient that lived in the middle of nowhere, didn't even know the World War II even happened, didn't know anything had happened. They continued their life, on their little hobby farm, growing their own food, away from society, and they were completely unaware that a whole world war was happening. Right? Like, so does that mean it didn't happen to them? No, it was like the world experienced it, but because they were not part of that, they had a completely different experience during those years, right?
Yeah, and I can understand that, but now you're getting into the realm of realities. What's reality? We can go back to that.
Another podcast.
What's reality? That whole mess can in and of itself drive you nuts trying to answer that question. Is my reality the same as your reality? Are you just a figment of my deep subconscious imagination? And this is my reality. Is what I'm seeing and what's going on here. And if CERN rips apart, are we going to be going, now, I knew twice a month I'm supposed to be doing something, but I
Where's
don't know what it
Tanya go?
was.
Who the hell is Tanya? What the heck's Witch and the Wise Man podcast? What are you talking about?
You may not even exist at that point, I mean, because the reality is shifted now. And
Yeah.
with a break in reality, then your reality changes, my reality changes, everything changes.
But it's interesting because it's like for several months before I heard that they were turning it off on the June 29th. I had no clue any of it. I hadn't been following any of it. I'd been saying to my friends, I said, so it was like the last 6 to 8 months, but particularly last 6 months, I said, I feel like I'm gone 360, like I'm back to like where I was meant to be. And everything's like I've went back to the beginning. And like this full circle. I said, I keep feeling this full circle, which is interesting because it's like, well, if that theory of the time split happening and now that they've turned it off, those souls go back to 2012 that were meant to be on 2012 that are in tune to that, and the ones that aren't are stuck here. That feeling of going back to the beginning that I was feeling for months would make sense. Like it would totally make sense. And I've been saying that for, I bet you about 6 months. Like I feel like I'm going back to the beginning. I kept saying this feels full circle. This feels where I was meant to be before I got veered off. Like, it's just interesting.
And how are we going to coexist with those who don't believe, who don't understand, who don't feel anything or deny feeling anything? I mean, you put it in general terms, you can generalize this whole list and say, oh, people feel this shit every day. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
But there's so many at the same time. How can you deny that? It's not like it's one here, one there, one a couple of weeks from now, one in a month. It's all at once. All of a sudden, people are going, "What happened? What just happened?"
Yeah.
I find, and it may be that I'm getting older. I don't know. I don't like dwelling on that because, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not. But I find I have these blank spots that I can't explain.
What do you mean?
There's nothing there. People ask me about certain times and things I've done in certain situations that they remember me being in and me being at, but I have no
But you don't remember.
I'm sitting here going, yeah, I probably did, and I can understand that, but I put it out of my mind because I wasn't that interested in it or whatever,
Yeah.
I happened to come up with. But I'm starting to notice more and more these little
glitches in the matrix.
Yeah, it's I know I should remember that, but I can't, for whatever reason, it's just blank. It's just a black hole right there. And it's people, it's family that that are sitting there, saying, yeah, remember 2 Christmases ago when you put on the Santa hat and took your pants off and did a jig across the living room, and I'm going, I did that. Oh yeah, we've got it on camera somewhere, and then they can't find the film. It's
interesting. Yeah,
what happened? What happened to it? What happened to those little bits and pieces? And I've been here a while. Okay, I've been here a long time. And I can remember being 3 years old and being held in my mom's arms while they were backing the trailer into our house in Oceanside, California, the first house I remember living in. And I have memories all the way back to that. I can see it very plainly. That's a core memory with me. But it's these little bitty things that keep popping up that are driving me nuts. Because I know I had to have been there. I have witnesses. I don't remember it.
Yeah.
Not a clue.
And a lot of that's something similar to what other people are experiencing. It's just this like just disillusion of our reality right now, of like things that happen, but we don't remember them happening, like things disappearing. I think that's all part of it. Like, it's, there's so many things I can't explain
Yeah, because
logically.
my
And I'm a
family.
logical person. I know, like, I'm into a lot of stuff, but like, I'm a pretty logical person. I really am. Like, I'm not gonna, every little creak or bang or weird noise gonna go, oh, that's a ghost. Like, I'm not, it has to be rooted in something. It has to be grounded in something that can make sense, and the logical has to be ruled out. And there's just been too many things. There's been too many things.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah, there's been and a lot of things disappearing and relocating. And you're like, and other people witnessing it, like, what the hell? Did I tell you about, like, a couple weeks ago so, both my roommate and I do massage and do like healing treatments. And I came home and I was in a lot of pain. And Penny, my roommate's like, here, jump on the massage table. I'll give you a back massage, because I was really like sore. So I had my house coat on because I'd had a shower, put on my house coat, and then I laid on the table on my house coat. She left the room, so I took my house coat off, like just undone. So I was still laying on it, and I pulled the blanket up. She did the massage, and then I'm like, she stepped out, and I said, "Where's my house coat?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" I said, "My house coat, the one I was laying on the whole time under the blanket." She's like, "Well, I don't have it." I'm like, I got up, took the blankets off, shook the blanket. My house coat that I had been laying on the whole time was gone. And it was folded up in the other room. How?
yeah.
Like, I was laying on it. It's not like it was just on top of me. I literally was laying on it the whole time.
I have lost audio on you, Tanya. You blipped off for a second. Now I've lost all audio. All right, we got technical difficulties. We may cut out here for a minute until we get this figured out. You back?
Am I back?
You're back.
Yeah.
You're back. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I have run into that so many times where it's just, it's there. I saw it there. I know it was there. You can't tell me it wasn't there, but then why is it not there now? And my family's going, yeah, we didn't touch it. We didn't see it there. We don't know what you're talking about. And that happens so much. Again, write this off because I'm 70 years old if you want, but I am extremely sound in my mind and my body right now. And I know what's going on. I know I am not having memory lapses like that often.
So, like, yeah, collective memory lapse, the whole group of people or two people literally having a memory lapse at the same time and nobody remembers. I would have had to physically got up and pulled the house coat out from underneath me.
Right.
I didn't. And Penny didn't, because I would have had to get up. Just like, we were just like, what the heck? Yeah. That's not the first time. I've had things like that happen before, but it's becoming really, really rapid now, like happening a lot. Used to happen like weird shit every once in a while. Now it's like every day.
Right. Right. And in this house, we've always had a problem with things disappearing. Always, since day one.
Yeah.
And we are absolutely convinced that there is either a fae or a leprechaun or something in this house.
Yeah.
That will screw with
give them an offering.
They screw with
Put
you
out some
constantly.
Sweets for them. Yeah, give them an offering. Give them some sweets. They love sweets.
Well, right now it'd be melted sweets. So, but it goes, beyond that. I mean, way beyond that, because it's like, where you put something. I always put it right here in that same place. Always. I'm very OCD. Okay. Everything has got to be right where I need it to be. When it's not there, I lose my shit. I go crazy because that's where I left it. That's where it's supposed to be. And my family knows, excuse me, that if they move something, it is their job to return it to where they moved it from when they're done
I
with it,
agree.
or
Yeah.
I lose my shit. I'm just that kind of person. Everything has got to be in its place, always, so I can find it. It's nothing but convenience for me. I've been like that my whole life. So when something ends up disappearing, then it turns into something major around here because I'm pointing my finger and I'm blaming, family, and they're going, we haven't touched it. We haven't seen it. We don't know what's gone, where it went. And I'm going, well, somebody had to have touched it because it just disappeared. And believe me, this argument has happened a gazillion times. Sorry for any background noise. We just had a motorcycle go down the street and all my windows are open. So, yeah, it happens, and here it's happening more often since
Yeah, and I mean,
all of
we've gotten to
this.
just to the point saying glitch in the matrix, glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, you just
That's
write
just
it off.
common now. It's like, oh, it's a glitch in the matrix. And I mean, go on TikTok or YouTube or Facebook, and there's so many people experiencing these glitches in the matrix. And I think it's about the timeline. I do. And I think it's about the, you know, CERN and whatever they're fucking with that they shouldn't be fucking with.
And yeah, and what they're fucking with is big time,
Big time. And
big
how it's
time.
allowed to go on, I don't understand. I don't know how, you know.
In the name of science. That's what they're
Yeah, well,
science. And what could go wrong?
yeah,
You're
I don't know.
crashing.
Atlantis, Lemuria, 5 extinctions before us.
That's just a rumor.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That's a good topic. We should talk about the Tartaria and the mudslides and the orphan trains. We should have a
I
podcast on that.
I have a wonderful guest who would come on. He's already said he would love to talk about
Oh,
that
that'd be
because
awesome.
he is an expert in the Anunnaki and all things ancient and mystical. Unfortunately, he lives in London, and the time difference is is kind of what we've talked about and tried to work around because he really doesn't want to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do a podcast.
Well, I could stay out late. I could stay up late for a guest.
But
We can definitely do that sometime.
yeah, guy is real interesting and he knows his stuff, man. I mean, he knows his stuff. But back to the topic at hand, CERN. Um, I don't know. All I know is that there's certain things in this universe that you don't fuck with, and even when you get down to looking at occult beliefs and mystical beliefs, there are certain rules of nature you don't mess with. Period. You cannot break those rules for any reason. And they are shredding these things like a paper shredder and an old bill. They are just tearing them up. And now we're stuck with nobody knows what reality is. It changes. It could change tomorrow. They fire this thing back up. We may have a whole new set of Mandela effects. We may not even call them Mandela effects because Mandela may never have existed in the new one we're going into. So we'll have to call them something else,
Yeah.
So
it's not something we're going to have answered. That's for sure. But
you can't fix a problem by changing the problem. It doesn't work like that. You still have a problem.
These people want to play God, eh?
Yeah. That's science, though. I mean, science has always played God. As much as I love it, as much as I love science and I love theoretical physics, you're playing with God when you start doing that math, and it is it'll make your head hurt. It really will. So what's next? Where do you think we're going to end up in the next 5 years, 6 years when they fire that, 4 years when they fire that back up again?
4 years.
Do you think we're
I don't know, but I think we better get right with our soul.
Well, I guess that'd be good if you actually had one, but some people do, some people don't.
Yeah, that's another
That's
topic
another
for another
spot.
day.
I
That's
think
another topic for another day.
haven't we touched on that already?
I don't
I
think
thought we
so.
had. Okay. All right.
Soulless
That
avatars
would
or
really cause a
NPCs,
huge rift in my
non-main
timeline.
players. Yeah, non-main players walking around here.
Uh,
Yeah, extras in the movies. Yeah, all
yeah,
of that.
yeah, definitely. Now, we are about out of time, Tanya, and I know the flies are eating you up out there, and I
They
apologize
are.
for
I'm
that.
bleeding.
Those flies are relentless. If you have never been to Canada, don't sweat the
Oh,
mosquitoes. Okay,
okay.
those
Don't even say Canada. Nova Scotia.
Nova
We do not
Scotia.
have black flies. We do not have black flies that take literal chunks out of you in Alberta. We don't. It's brutal here this year.
Oh, the black flies
I've
in
got
Nova
all
Scotia
over.
are terrible. I didn't have a problem with the mosquitoes, but that damn
Nope.
flies. Oh,
Those black, and they
God.
like take straight up like chunks.
Yeah.
Like I got like all over my body. It's horrible this year.
But anyway, you have, Anya, we're going to pass through this again. You have another venture besides this little chat session that we do twice a month. You want to take a couple of minutes and explain what's going on and how people
the
can
retreats?
contact you? Yes, of course.
Yeah,
I think they're
so
amazing.
we've got the Sacred Soul Collective. That's Christy and Cheryl and myself, our company that we forming right now and working on, and one of the aspects is women's retreats, and we have one coming up at the I have to look at the dates, third weekend in September, and then we also have one on Halloween weekend in October, and the first one is very much like health and wellness and looking at identities and really deep work. And the one in October is the witching hour, and it's going to be really about fantasy and very witchy and beautiful. Both of them are we definitely walk the path of beauty with both of them. So we create sacred space for healing and connection and finding yourself again and bringing those aspects of yourself back. So it's really exciting.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great. And what I'll do is I'll put all the information for all the ladies, just like I did on the last episode, at the end of this episode. So if anyone in Canada or the United States is interested in going to one of these retreats, they are mind, body, soul rejuvenation therapy for and it is it's
sacred.
amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful work we're doing, and like if you're flying in, we'll even pick you up at the airport.
Look at
Halifax Airport. So
you can't beat that.
And the black flies will be all dead by then. So.
Yeah. I flew into Halifax, and that was flying in isn't bad. Getting out of the Halifax airport, that's a whole nother story. That was
a journey.
It was a journey. It was definitely a journey. I'm going, oh man, I'm definitely on some other timeline here because I ain't figuring any of this shit out. But I made it back home.
You did it. You did it. Or did you? Or are you stuck in a different alternate universe somewhere, still flying back from Halifax?
Yeah. Still sitting at Halifax Airport going, what the hell did they just say? I can't understand. Yeah. You get some person from South Africa with a South African accent announcing flights, and I'm going, what?
Yeah, welcome to Canada.
All right, Tanya, I thank you, dear. This has been definitely an interesting topic. And anybody out there that has experienced any of the things that we just talked about on this show, please feel free to give us your 2 cents worth. We're easy to find. You can leave us, comments on any of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, all of them. So, feel free to stop by and give us your input on this. I would like to continue this further. I mean, this is a topic of conversation that's going to go on for a while, and I can guarantee you in 4 years we're going to be sitting there just before this thing fires up again, talking about it and kind of letting everybody know some shit's getting ready to go down. So yeah, that's a future show right there. Next time we do this, we will talk about our originally scheduled topic. And until then, ladies and gentlemen, stay safe, take care of one another, and watch your timeline because somebody's messing with it. Tanya,
Bye.
take care of yourself. Love you, dear.
I love you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
To contact Christy, Tanya, or Cheryl, or for information about retreat scheduling and location, or other inquiries, contact the Sacred Soul Collective at thesacredsoul-collective.com. The Marmalade Motel, Port Dufferin, Nova Scotia. For booking info, themarmalademotel.com.
You can contact D.E. Riley or Tonya Steinborn at thewitchandwiseman@gmail.com.